Tonight from downtown Indianapolis, the Fever welcome in the Seattle Storm with major playoff implications on the line tonight.
All right, y'all, look, it's a big one tonight. Okay, it's an important one. This has got to be our best 40. This has got to be our most intentional 40 minutes in everything that we do. Okay, look, no one person needs to do anything outside of themselves, right? But every single person in this locker room needs to be the best version of themselves.
What if I told you the Indiana Fever didn't just win? They made history 6 different times in one night. The Fever crushed the Seattle Storm by 20. But that's not even the biggest story. With Caitlin Clark sidelined, her Nike logo lighting up Gainbridge and 5 teammates also out, Indiana proved they are more than just surviving. They are breaking records while climbing back into playoff position. You're about to see how this one game changed everything. The grit, the records, and what Clark's return could mean for the future. This wasn't just a victory, it was a statement. If you're fired up, then comment fired up for the Fever. Let's go.
Aaliyah Boston and Izzy McMagor in the center jump circle. We are underway from Indianapolis. Odyssey Sims tracks down the jump ball and lays it in.
Sims wearing bright pink shoes, passes to Mitchell, right corner 3. It's good! And it's a record! 771 points and counting in 2025 for Kelsey Mitchell, the most in Fever franchise history.
What happens when a player doesn't even step on the floor, but her presence defines the entire night? That was the scene at Gainbridge Fieldhouse where the spotlight shined on Caitlin Clark despite her sitting on the sideline in street clothes. Nike had chosen this game as the stage to launch her signature logo, and the energy made the arena feel less like a late August regular season contest and more like a citywide celebration. The double CC symbol covered the building, glowing outside on giant displays and stretched across t-shirts handed to every fan who walked through the doors. Thousands of people put them on instantly, giving the crowd a unified look, almost like a stadium-wide team uniform.
It was really unique, I think it's very creative for Caitlin Clark to come up with something like this. I just enjoy, all of it, it's like aura.
We love it! It's simple, yet it speaks a lot.
I love it so much.
I'm a big fan of it. Simplicity is the best. I like the design. Nike always does great with design, so I'm a huge fan of the logo.
It looks really cool. I was really excited to see it last night, and it looks like we're going to get shirts with that on it, so that's pretty exciting too.
I like it. I like how it incorporates the CC.
I love it. Double C's. Let's go, Caitlin!
Inside the arena, you could feel the buzz before the first possession. Clark's absence didn't seem to matter. Her brand held the building. Gainbridge had been transformed into Caitlin Clark Arena. Everywhere you looked, there was a banner, a piece of merchandise, or a fan clutching some limited edition gear. This wasn't just WNBA basketball. It was a cultural event. Pre-game ceremonies only magnified the anticipation. You heard cheers swell every time her name was mentioned despite it being her 16th straight game out with injury.
Feels good. Got the pants, got the charms, necklace, zipper, everything.
But here's where the tension kicked in. Clark wasn't the only one in street clothes. Sophie Cunningham, Chloe BBY, Sydney Coulson, and Ari McDonald were also unavailable. That meant 5 Fever players sidelined, while the team itself had dropped 4 of its last 5. The playoff race had already squeezed into a survival test, and Indiana knew a stumble here could cost them more than just one night. It could have pushed them deeper down the standings.
AB's been the one that's been most affected by all of our injuries. All of the point guards that know how to get her the ball and how they get it to her. And it's not just getting her the ball, it's where you get it to her. Getting it to her on time, on target, thinking one pass ahead. All that matters. And I thought today, her aggressiveness with the ball in her hands to the rim, getting into defenders, playing low to high instead of high to low. When she plays like that, there's nobody that can stop her. And, she set the tone for us, really on both ends. She had the NECA assignment as well and set the tone for us on both ends. And, she was terrific.
So, the story of this game became a contrast. Off the court, Indiana built a spectacle around their star. On the court, they faced a roster patched with missing pieces and a difficult task in slowing down the Storm. Coach Stephanie White even admitted before tip-off that Indiana needed to treat this like a playoff atmosphere, that every single game mattered. And Aaliyah Boston put it simply, the place felt like May basketball, not August.
It's special. I mean, there's very few people who get the opportunity to say that they have a logo and to make the impact that she makes, not just I think in the sport, but globally, just by being who she is. She's a connector. She brings people together, and I think for us to be a part of that, and whether it's as simple as being able to celebrate all of these things with her, or as much as walking out into the arena and seeing the whiteout on the chairs out there, it's really cool, and it's really special to. And shoot, I'm talking about it right now, and just feeling the intense gratitude for me personally, being in women's basketball, to be able to be a part of this moment and to celebrate with them.
That kind of weight meant the players couldn't walk in and just go through the motions. Something about the mix of celebration and urgency pushed the intensity higher. And oddly enough, while the CC letters glowed across the walls, it turned out someone else's hand caught fire on the scoreboard. Indiana jumped out fast, hitting every quarter with more than 20 points, setting a tone that Seattle never matched. The Fever never trailed. By the end, the scoreboard read 95-75. The win didn't just draw a cheer. It pushed Indiana back into the 6th seat of the standings, climbing from 8th when the night began. The fans came wearing Clark's logo, but they left talking about an entire team that had turned the moment into dominance. Next came the grit and toughness that truly defined this stage.
And Gabby Williams were slow to get up after a collision underneath the basket. Here's what happened.
Well, that is a major collision for the two of them. They both knocked heads. It took them both some time to get to their feet.
What's the turning point in a season where a team could have folded under injuries but didn't? You didn't have to wait long to feel it in this game. Just minutes into the first quarter, the entire arena fell silent when Lexi Hull and Gabby Williams collided hard, heads crashing together as they both fought for a loose ball. The sound echoed, and then came the sight. Hull walking off with a massive knot forming on her forehead. The crowd gasped, and suddenly all that celebration from earlier in the night shifted into worried quiet. With 5 of her teammates already out, the thought of losing Hull in that moment felt crushing.